Happy Monday to all you Islanders. I hope that you've had a great day. We are live right here on Island Time. I know that several people are already, they've been waiting for the last several minutes and they are here. I know that several people as well are getting that notification, right? That we are live. We can't wait to see everyone hop on here. As everyone does, please say hello as I get everything adjusted here for the evening. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to do. I'm glad that you're here. We'll do this. We'll do that. There we go. Let us know how everyone is doing today, how your day went. I know Mondays sometimes are long for some of you out there. I know that weekends are even long. While some people get off work, sometimes you guys are working. We're going to say hello to several of you who are hopping on right now. Some of you are joining probably because you saw in our post either yesterday or today that we have a big announcement. We will announce that at 7:10 p.m. Central Time. So here in just 9 minutes, we will make that announcement. Some of you, I've seen some wild guesses. I've seen everything from, it's a new cruise that Amanda and Derek have booked. That's a great guess, but that is not it. I saw somebody say, you know what? I think it's going to be a baby girl. That's the announcement, a baby girl. While that could be a great announcement, that is not it, okay? Amanda and I are not having another child, but we will tell you what it is here in just a few minutes. While everyone is hopping on, I'm going to say hello to some people. We have regulars, of course. Yeah, Monday. It is Monday. We have regulars. We have those who are new. For those of you who are joining us, say hello. Feel free at any time. Post your questions about cruising, your questions about YouTube, about content creation. There are several experienced Islanders that are here. They will probably answer your question before I do, and that is okay. If you really have something that you need to say, something that I need to see, a super chat's the best way to do it. It flashes on my screen. I usually see it very quick. We'll talk about super chats here in just a few minutes as we give our big announcement. But until then, let's do this. Let's say hello to some people that are here. Some of you guys have been waiting for a long time. I can't say hello to everybody because everything moves so fast, but I can say hello to some of you. While I do that, let me do this really quick. Let me tell everyone that we are here and we are live. We're live right now. Come join us. There we go. Now, let's say hello to some people here. Mr. Steve Miller, Steve and Linda. Of course, I've got to interact with you the last couple of days talking about cruising, Norwegian cruise. Hello from Music City. Hope that you're doing well. And Steve, I think Linda was she was out of the state, right? Last time. I hope that her travels have been safe and that she's doing well. Cold Moose, hello. And I got to talk to you some today as well. I've got to message you back as well. I'll do that later tonight. We have this show right now for an hour, and then we have our monthly group cruise meeting from 8 o'clock till 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Those that are going on the inaugural sailing of the Carnival Jubilee are meeting during that time. So I've got a good hour and a half work here, and then I'll get back to emails and text messages and things like that. So, and I'll get back to you as well. Monty, it's great to see you. Lido, Tito, it's good to see you here tonight. We're going to be company for the next little bit. Samuel, Jamie, hello. John, Matthew, Natasha, hello. Fireball Steve is in the house. Fireball, it's great to see you as well. Les Natty is here. Will G, Z Show, I see all of you. I see everybody. I'm going to fast forward here just a little bit because I see some questions here already. Jen, thank you so much for reminding everyone to hit the thumbs up button. We have 61 here right now. Less than a third of you have said that you like what's going on. I hope that you enjoy what's going on. You enjoy being part of this community. Hit the like button. That helps get other people in here who are looking for something to watch right now. They are. Michelle, happy Monday. 25 days until the Conquest Panama Canal. It's time to start packing. I agree. 25 days out. It's time to start packing for sure. On the Conquest, I know that you guys have been waiting for this cruise for so long. Conquest was our first ship. Our honeymoon ship in 2011 when the Conquest was going out of New Orleans. I think Lido Tito has been on the Conquest as well. Whataburger on Jubilee, Lido Tito says. Yeah, would that not be great, right? Whataburger or Guy's Burger? Let me ask you that. Would you rather have a Whataburger or a Guy's Burger? Guy Fieri, who, of course, is on his restaurants on Carnival cruise ships. That's a close one. I love Guy's Burger at sea, but listen, that patty melt from Whataburger. is pretty good. We're getting a Whataburger here in Central Arkansas for the first time. People are excited. Mr. C. Clark, it's good to see you as well. Renee is here. They just jumped around on me. Sea Trials, Fireball, Steve. Yeah, they should be starting at any time, right? We're cutting it close, really close. We're almost 60 days out. Sea Trials have not started yet, but they should start very, very soon. Maybe even this weekend. I saw some dates on a Facebook page of it may take place this weekend. It's an international Facebook page, so I'll try to find that and share that with you. I have to have the translation. That's the type of Facebook page. When you have to have translation to see what's going on, that's the kind of Facebook page that keeps up with the news, but I'll look that up. Yep. Good evening. Is there any news on the Jubilee? Simon, everything's on track. We'll have an announcement here in just a few minutes, and it is kind of regarding the Jubilee, but everything's on track. She's on schedule. She will set sail December the 23rd from Galveston. We will be there. We have actually quoted several cruises for people who are looking to cruise on that inaugural voyage or the New Year's cruise just after it on December the 30th. If you're looking to cruise, looking to join our group, we have a big group. And again, our group meeting coming up just after this. Yep. Amanda is retiring from teaching. That's the announcement. That's the guess. Why don't you give a few guesses here while we have 3 minutes left? That's not it. Amanda, I think, has 11 years in the state of Arkansas. I think you have to teach 28. She's not retiring. Otherwise, I don't know what we're going to do for a living and pay the bills. Danny and Sandra, it's great to see you. Hey, Derek, 4 days until the 14-day cruise on the Dream to the Eastern Caribbean. That's going to be a blast. We have friends right now on the Dream having fun. Michelle, yes, it's great to see you. She's still in Pennsylvania. I was wondering. I knew she was out of state. Hey, Derek. Hello, Amanda. First time catching your live at the beginning. Really enjoy your energy. I'm here in Los Angeles. How awesome is that to be in Los Angeles? We have not cruised from the West Coast, but we need to. We have several friends, including now Euclid, that is in Los Angeles or Long Beach. Trinity is one of our friends as well. Thank you so much for saying hello. That's what it's all about. Say hello if you have not before. Don't just sit there and watch. You do that on my daily shows. Interact. Let's go. And sometimes I get to Jubilee inaugural. That is the big announcement, Lito Tito says. Amanda's for sure do that. Thinking of Jubilee, can I make the Hobby Airport by noon, Chris? That's rough. Even if things are on time and you get off the ship at 8 o'clock, you can for sure get there by noon. I would not book a noon flight. I would go about 1 o'clock from Hobby. That is the closest airport. There in Galveston. Rich, it's great to see you. Anchor is dropped. I like that. I do. I know I'm way behind on comments, and we're about to get to our announcement time. Texas Roadhouse would be nice. It would on the Jubilee. I know I'm missing so much. Kevin, it's great to see you here tonight. Mike, Rihanna, it's great to see you. Michelle, oh my gosh, 18 days until you're cruising. I wish we were there. We had such a blast on the Venezia. Carnival Cruise, Addicts, it's great to see you as well. Big announcement, popcorn free on Carnival again. Yeah, you're still having to pay a few dollars for popcorn I don't even like or enjoy, but that's okay. Good evening. Yes. Let's see, 202 days away. Samuel says it's going to be a blast. Dennis is here as well from Colorado Springs. Robert is here. I'm trying to call out everyone I can hear. Stacy, it was great. Y'all are expecting, Stacy says. Nope. Stacy, you talked to Amanda earlier. She would have told you on the phone, right? Just a couple hours ago when I got home, actually, Stacy and Amanda were on the phone talking about cruising. You know, that's what they do. That's what they do. A new pet. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. But we're about to share the news here. Hello from Little Rock, Samuel says. Samuel, I am 35 minutes north of where you are. You could be here before the show ended. How about that? You could be a guest on the show before the show ended. At the top of the hour, Samuel could be sitting right here. How crazy is that? So close. Norma, it's great to see you from Bauxite, not far at all either. I hope you're doing well, Norma. 362 days until you leave. Yep, you're exactly right. 55 days until the Dream. Yeah, here we go. It is 7:10. I told everyone that I would tell you this announcement, so let's go ahead and tell. I won the lottery, Robert. Wouldn't that be great? I wish. Your youngest client says hello. I appreciate that. And I enjoy those pictures. Normal when he cruised on the Dream. That was a blast. Keep on asking questions, whatever you have. I'm going to share the news with you. I told you I'd do it at 7:10, so here we go. Here's the news. I'll try to give it to you quick. About 10 days ago, Carnival Cruise Line reached out to us via email and asked if we would like the opportunity to interview Kendall Fire, cruise director on the Carnival Jubilee. I thought at first it was a spam email. I'll be honest with you. We get spam emails almost every day that offer all these different things. Said, hey, would you like to interview Kendall? And of course, I responded back and shared some of my thoughts. And Carnival said, no, we really want you. We know your community, and we want you to interview Kendall. She interviewed with John Hill last week. She's doing some small stuff. And I see everyone saying hello. And so the big news is we've worked for the last several days with Carnival back and forth on schedules and what platform and can we record. I've had to submit questions, but I will have room for a couple of questions. We'll talk about that here in just a second. So tomorrow afternoon, Kendall and I will hop on a platform, and I'll have the opportunity to interview her, really be the first content creator. Like I said, she was with John Hill last week, an awesome interview. Go look it up. But we'll get to interview Kendall tomorrow, and I have all kinds of questions planned. I have submitted my questions, and as far as I know, they've been approved, but it's not your general. They're not your general questions. If you know me and you're part of this community, you know I'm not going to say, what is your favorite area on a Carnival ship? And expect you to sit there and watch it, okay? We've got 30 minutes with Kendall, and I've got all kinds of questions, okay? So we're going to sit down and interview her tomorrow afternoon. We're excited about that. Carnival has agreed that I can record it. We're still trying to work out, of course, probably just a screen recording with my Mac. We'll make sure we're ready for that. And then, of course, I'll post it pretty quick. So if technology works as it should, I hope I can just post it tomorrow, right? I hope it's just a clip. I'll post it, and you guys can see some of those questions that I asked Kendall, and I have a lot of them. So let me catch up here. That is the big announcement, and I'm excited about it. First off, you guys know, content creators like myself, we're reaching out to people, all the time. Hey, what's going on? Would you like to join a live show sometime? Would you like to sit down for an interview? And it's very tough. I'll say this, cruise directors on any brand across the industry, they can't just say, yeah, oh yes, I can sit down next Tuesday. It's got to go through the proper channels and media and licensing and all that stuff. So for Carnival to reach out to us in our community speaks volumes of you and what you do. You share our videos, you enjoy our content, you comment. Whenever we say like and subscribe, it really does mean something. It's stuff like this when a cruise line reaches out to us and say, hey, we appreciate what you do for Carnival Cruise Line. Would you like to interview Kendall? Yeah, of course we would. So let me ask you this, and I've submitted my questions. Again, I think they've been approved. I'm going to file approval tonight. They should be, of course. But I've shared that I want to leave a couple of questions open. So I'm always trying to give back to you. So what we're going to do tonight with Super Chats is this. First off, what would you ask Kendall? Okay, you can put that in the comment section. What I'm going to do, if you Super Chat tonight, you can ask me whatever question you want to, but include a question that you may ask Kendall. I'm going to write down your name. At the end of the show, I'm going to draw 2 questions I've put in there. I'm going to have a couple questions from Islanders that they would like to ask, and they were open-ended because I don't know what they are because we're here. So if you have a couple questions, if you have a question you want to ask Kendall, put it in your Super Chat tonight. I will draw 2. I will ask those 2 questions to her tomorrow. Make sure they're good questions, though, okay? Don't ask something crazy. I don't want to commit to something. You guys are good. I know my community, okay? Here we go. That's the big news there. We're excited about that. Let's see what we got here. Rich, boarding the Vista. That's going to be a blast. The Vista, of course, about to wrap up her tenure in Galveston. Can you believe that? As many times as so many of us have been on the Vista, she's almost done there in Galveston. That is crazy. It is. I'm going to catch up here. There's a lot of congratulations, guys. I appreciate that so much. Again, it's congratulations to you. You are as part of this community as I am. So it's you guys. It is. Stan, it's great to see you from Lufkin, Texas. Ted is here as well. Guys, thank you so much for the congratulations. We appreciate that. It has to be a great feeling to know the cruise lines recognize your channel. Samuel, it does. It does. We try to do what's right. Cruise news is not always positive. We know that. But we try to be fair. We try to be level-headed. We don't go to extremes, whether that's negative or positive. And hopefully that is recognized by viewers and by cruise lines, all of it. Rich has got a question. Here's what Rich would ask. Ask Kendall Fire, when it comes to toilet paper, fold, wad, or roll? Rich, I like the question there. And I do have some of those random questions, some quick hitters. I think I've got 10 or 12 quick hitter questions. Rich, you, my friend, or in the fishbowl. Wouldn't we like to be there right now? Red Frog Pub. We will be there pretty soon. Thank you so much, Rich, for that super chat. Sherman, I'm going to write you down too. You did not include a question, but if you win, I will give you an opportunity to ask a question. If you would like, just put those questions in there with your super chat, and then they'll be captured. Then if you win, I can just look back, okay? Thank you so much. In the fishbowl. Appreciate that so much. Let's see as well, because I know there's some other questions up here. Let's see. Yeah. If Kendall, Robert asked, if Kendall wasn't a cruise director, what else would Kendall do? That's a great question, and a question maybe that she has received before, but that is a great question. Jonas, it's great to see you. Had to cook dinner for the family. I know how that goes, although I was bad tonight. I did not cook dinner. I have not had dinner. I will at 8:30 my time after we're done with these couple of shows here. Debbie said, I don't know if I'd ask that. Yep. Did you ever think you'd be a cruise director so soon in your life and for Carnival's newest ship? That's a great question there because she is still relatively young when it comes to cruise directors, when it comes to leadership of a brand new ship. Great question there, Bless Natty. And I've got something similar to that. Yep. Linda, here's what Linda would ask. I know you have probably answered this before, but have you cruised in Alaska? And if so, what ship do you recommend? Linda, that was probably to me and not to Kendall. We have not cruised to Alaska. We've been booked twice. We've been canceled twice, one for COVID, one for another reason. But we do book cruising for Alaska across many, many brands. It depends on what you want to see based on when I tell you to go. Because there is, if you want to see wildlife, you don't want to go too early, but you don't want to go too late. You want it to be warm. There's a whale mating season even in June. If you want to see the Northern Lights, you need to go late in the season. And so I would recommend, honestly, going to Alaska. I would recommend Princess does an unbelievable job. Holland America has been cruising to Alaska longer than anybody else. Holland America is owned by Carnival Corporation. Of course, we book a ton of Carnival Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean International cruises to Alaska. So we can help you with that. Based on what you want to see, we would help you with what time of year and what size of ship and things like that. Yep. Lito Tito, thank you so much for that super chat. What is your favorite bar, drink, and will you be able to join us for said drink at said bar? Lito Tito, I love that question right there, my friend. That one was thought through. That is a question to ask Kendall Fire right there. And Lito Tito, you are swimming in the fishbowl. Thank you so much for that. Oh, here's Sarah and Chris right here. What is your favorite NFL football team? That's a good one, Chris. I know that she went to school at Texas A&M. She's a college graduate and has I don't know if it's exactly a Parks and Rec degree, but something in that family. And so she's an Aggie fan who, of course, beat my Razorbacks just a couple of weeks ago. But we'll ask about NFL football. Could it be that she's a Cowboys fan? I think I've seen her Cowboy jersey before, actually. Chris, Sarah, thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate that so much. Ask Kendall Fire, what are some of the hardest things to overcome on a new ship with a new crew? That's a great question. Matter of fact, she talked about that in her podcast about how Christmas and New Year's Eve, those cruises are the toughest for crew members because there's so much going on and extra activities and the ships are full. But she said, can you imagine a Christmas and New Year's cruise? And we're talking about the inaugural. So we're going to talk about that as well, Ted. Great question there. Guys, thank you so much for the super chats. Carnival Cruise addicts, Red Frog or Blue Iguana? I love that question right there. Which one would she choose? Let's see. I got you down right here. Thank you so much, Carnival Cruise addicts, for that. And Frankie's here. Would you consider being the brand ambassador one day? What a big question is that. Carnival's Kendall has talked about her goals and how she takes one goal at a time, and it's worked for her, right? She has continued to grow her career. Would she consider being John Hill's position one day, that brand ambassador? That's an awesome question. Frankie, I've got it down right here. You're going to swim in the fishbowl. We'll see. Steve's got a good one. Steve, of course, Steve and I met on the Venezia and enjoyed comedy together for 15 days. Steve ask her who is her favorite comedian, right? Cruise directors. And I've seen Kendall in years past at the comedy show introducing the comedian even before. That would be interesting there. You got to think that those cruise directors sometimes just take a moment to say, you know what, I'm going to stand here for a couple of minutes, try to get a laugh, and be entertained before I go entertain my 16 or 18 hours a day. Yep. How will you interact with your cruisers is a great question there, Cherie. It really is. Here's Bob here. Derek, my buddy, says you recommend Allianz to him for travel insurance. Is it worth doing the yearly plan, or do you do it by a trip? Bob, that's a great question there. Cruise lines offer travel insurance. Yes, you can go that route. Allianz is another company. It's a third-party company that allows you to purchase travel insurance for your individual trip. Be sure, though, if you book your trip, you have to buy insurance for that trip within 14 days. So I want to clarify that. Or they have a yearly policy. If you travel multiple trips a year, 3 or 4 cruises, or maybe you go on an all-inclusive resort, a trip to Florida, Allianz will also cover all the trips you take in a year. So if you travel quite a bit, and usually the break-even point's like 3 big trips, 5-day, 7-day cruises, or 3, 5, or 7-day trips, then it's worth that yearly package. And so, Bob, I can help you with that if you need it. Allianz also has a great website. If you want to look on their website, there's several different plans you can choose from based on the coverage that you need. So, yep. Stacy, here's a question. If you could create an ideal itinerary, how long and to where would it be? That's a great question there, because you know that she has seen, like other cruise directors, she's seen a lot of what the Caribbean, the Bahamas, and the world has to offer. Where would you go, Stacy? Yes, that's a great question right there. We're going to write that down here. Stacy, thank you so much for that super chat. Maybe you'll win. Dennis, we're going to write you down as well. I don't see a question here. Yeah, an Aggie. I know, Samuel. I know. Dennis, we're going to write you down. Thank you for the super chat right here. If you win, we'll get your question from you. Appreciate the support so much. Have you ever done the Carnival Freedom? If so, what are the things that you like best as far as activities? Speedo. We've done the Carnival Freedom, but I'm sorry I haven't done it in a Speedo, okay? We've been on the Freedom 2 or 3 times. She was in Galveston for a long time, and now she's out of Miami. I always had good luck in the casino on the Freedom. I don't know why, okay? I don't know why, but the Freedom and the Dream have always had good luck. The Freedom she's a beautiful ship. She really is. We've enjoyed her. We've cruised on her several times. Of course, she's not as big as maybe the Dream class. Of course, not as big as the Vista class, but we've had a lot of fun on the Freedom over the years. All your favorite activities and dining venues, everything from deck parties to Guy's Burger Joint to a nightclub to the violinist to live music. It's on the Carnival Freedom. So just because she's a smaller ship doesn't mean that she's got some of those amenities that other ships have. I would go on the Freedom right now. I would pay to go on the Freedom right now. So hopefully that helps you out. And I would love to help you book a cruise. Messiah, it's great to see you here tonight, joining in on the show. Of course, we've got this one. Then we've got our group cruise meeting, and we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Linda, for Kendall, how early do you have to get up with your job? That's a great question right there, Linda. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some of the other parts of her job as well. I've got a couple of questions about that. Sherman, if I win, my question is, thank you, Sherman, for this. Would you advise a young person to start a cruise career after high school and add college on top, or go to college first? That's a great question right there. Do you start when you get out of high school, start young, or do you go to college? Do you get that degree and come back? That's interesting. It is. Yep. Sherman, we will make sure that we get that added if you win. Yep. That's right. Lito is here. Lito Tito is here. Yep. Darren, it's great to see you here tonight as well. We're talking about cruising and interviewing Kendall. We will keep on super chats throughout the evening. If you have a question that you want to ask Kendall tomorrow, put it in the super chat. If you don't put your question, I'm still going to put you in the fishbowl. We'll draw you out. We'll get a question from you, okay? Even if I have to Facebook message you or email you, we will get it going. Let's continue to talk about cruising here. There's a lot going on for us as we continue planning for 2024. The Norwegian Prima is headed to Galveston. I know I mentioned that last week. A lot of people right now, it seems like, and I've read a couple of studies about this, and there's data out there that suggests that cruisers more than ever are trying other cruise lines than what they would consider as their favorite cruise line. We know how it goes. You book your first cruise, you have a blast. You come home, you book your second cruise, usually on the same cruise line because you had fun. You book your third cruise on the same cruise line because you loved it. And I always try to tell young cruisers to try different cruise lines early on So you can determine which cruise line you like the best, and then you can stick with them and you can gain your loyalty with them. But a lot of people are trying new cruise lines for the first time. And those of you who live in the Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas region, where you've got the money to fly right now, flights have gone down actually a little bit. Norwegian and the Prima, a ship that Amanda and I have been on, is going to be in Galveston starting in December. We will be down there when I think she leaves the 22nd through April. And Amanda and I might be trying her or selling on her again, a little surprise trip I'll talk about here in just a second. Debbie, I keep forgetting to thank you for moving your live video an hour earlier. Debbie, you're welcome. I try to go back and forth Sunday and Monday and 7 and 8 o'clock Central Time because there are some people who have to go to bed early and there are some people who aren't off work yet. I try to switch it so we can try to accommodate everybody, but I'm glad that you're here. Yep. Can you ask Kendall who is the godmother of the Jubilee? Yeah, we don't know yet. The last ship, of course, the Venezia, had a godfather, Jay Leno. You guys remember that, Jay Leno? Maybe David Letterman. Maybe David Letterman will be the godfather of the Jubilee. It's only fitting, right? Leno with the Venezia, Letterman with the Jubilee. Who knows? Let me ask you this question here, okay? I don't know if you guys even watched Leno and Letterman and those battles. Remember when Leno left for several years, then he came back because who filled his spot? They couldn't get the ratings. Tell me, are you a fan of Jay Leno? You can put Leno or Letterman. Leno or Letterman. 1 for Leno, 2 for Letterman. Let me know. I was always a David Letterman fan. I always enjoyed his gimmicks. And old Rupert with the Hello Deli that was right there beside the theater. And he'd drop things off the roof. And Alan Coulter over there. Remember Alan, the redheaded announcer, would do crazy stints. I always enjoyed Letterman. And Z, you made me think of that. I promise you, while planning for the show tonight, I didn't plan or think about Leno and Letterman. But Z, you made me think about that because you asked about who the godmother will be. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. Yeah, Leno, we got ones. Carson. Samuel says Johnny Carson. And yes, absolutely. Jerry Jones. Lito Tito says maybe Jerry Jones. My goodness. Lito Tito, you might be onto something. I mean, what represents Texas more, okay, than the big star that they've got on the front of the ship? And Jerry Jones with the Dallas Cowboys. Speaking of Jerry Jones, of course, an Arkansan, went to the University of Arkansas from here. Trina, here we go. Trina, thank you so much for that. Travel Scout reported the Norwegian breakaway picked up 200 refugees off the coast of Italy. Do you know anything more about this? There was a story, it's been a couple of weeks ago that we reported on that there was a vessel that was the winds were, and the vessel was about to sink, and the Coast Guard, Italian Coast Guard, called in a ship to help block the wind and eventually help rescue. They didn't take them on board, but they blocked the wind. That may be the situation that you're talking about. It's been a couple of weeks ago. If it was something today, though, we were jam packed today. On Mondays, we check all of the early saver bookings with Carnival and other cruise lines. If you have a rate code where if the price drops, you get your money back, we check those every Monday. And we had over 400 to check today. So I was busy. I was busy today and didn't have a cruise news show. We did not have a show today. And so Trina will have to take a look at that. Thank you for sending that. And I'm going to put you here in the fishbowl. We appreciate that so much. Maybe you'll win. Get to ask a question for Kendall. Here's a K question here. How do you prioritize, plan, and organize your workday? I don't even know. I don't know even where to start with that. I don't. That's a great question there, Tina and Rick. We appreciate that so much. Hello Deli is either closing or being sold. I did not know that. We just stopped by. Amanda and I did when we were on the Venezia. We stopped by and Rupert was there. And that was in June. I did not know that. Oh my gosh. Jimmy Kimmel. Yep. Jimmy Kimmel, of course, Jerry Jones. That would be wild if that's going to be the Godfather. Who else from Texas would be? It's going to be a Texan, right? It's going to be a Texan. Who else from Texas? Matthew McConaughey? I don't know. Letterman is funnier. Leno, I like better to hang out with. I would agree with that. I agree. Car guy, motorcycle guy. I agree. Yep. The NCL ship say was from this week. Okay, I hadn't seen it yet. Thank you guys for sharing that with me. 200. That's a lot. 200 people. That is a lot. Yeah, Fallon. Yep, he's great too. Being a musician, when I think of Texas, I think of Johnny. Oh yeah, and Edgar's. Is he top? Maybe a musician. Yeah, who knows? Ready to book another cruise? Give me a call, Vicky. I'll do that. I'll make a note of it. Vicky is Lito Tito's mama, and still keeps him in line, or tries to at least. We all know, right? You can only do so much, Vicky. We know that. Let's see what we got. Deborah, what Carnival ship is going to be in Manhattan 2025? I don't think 2025 has been released yet. Carnival and other cruise lines are working on that 2025 schedule, but I don't think that New York has been released yet. And Royal Caribbean 2025 sailings, they're not out yet either. We have people that ask us almost every single day about those scheduled in 2025. They're coming out slowly, but they will be there. King George, old George Strait, maybe be the Godfather. That'd be interesting. Maybe I could just ask Kendall tomorrow, and she already knows, and it will just slip. She knows she's not supposed to share it, but maybe it will just slip. Have you ever done that before? Have you ever known something and let something just slip, and then as soon as you spoke those words, you wanted to grab them out of the air and say, I wasn't supposed to say that? Hopefully that doesn't happen for her. And if it did, I wouldn't show it. I wouldn't tell anybody. We've got a game coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll play a game together. Chuck Norris. Oh, my goodness, Deborah. Yeah, what's more Texas? I thought Jerry Jones, but you're right, Chuck Norris. He is a Texas Ranger. You're right. He wore the star. That is interesting there. Golly, you guys are full of it tonight. You've got all kinds of things that you're sharing. Leno and Letterman, and now we're talking about who could be the Godfather, the godmother of the ship. Hopefully Kendall will have the same energy on the Jubilee that she exhibited on the Vista Dennis. She will. I'm telling you now, she will. We have cruised with her several times, and I really don't know if she knows who we are. Really. I mean, I've had many conversations with her, but she has 5,000 people that cruise with her every week. So I'm not sure she knows who we are. And that doesn't necessarily matter. I'm going to create an environment tomorrow that will be comfortable for her to share answers and thoughts and things like that. Mark Cuban's another good one as well. Yep. Carrie Underwood. She's from Oklahoma, though, Z. From Oklahoma. Yep. Did we survive the football problem? Oh, my gosh, guys. If you're on our members-only site, and you'll see that some of these usernames and some of these people here have stars, different colored stars, because they are part of our members-only channel that we're getting ready to crank up a lot of content out for. But I shared a story on Friday of this football problem, and I survived it. And by the way, Beckett's team won the Super Bowl. We bought those rings in advance. I hate buying trophies in advance of something taking place, but Beckett's team has never lost a football game, 24-0 in 3 years. And I sent a message. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. I did survive, but there are a few parents I know that think less of me. For real, they do. And that's bad and sad, but it is the truth. Yep. Joel, it's great to see you here tonight. We'll see you, of course, here in just a little bit at the top of the hour as well on our show. Let me do – it's not showing me all messages. I had top messages selected. Guys, I'm sorry. Goodness gracious. I had top messages selected. So if I have missed your message all night, I apologize. It has never done that before, but I saw that come up. And now I see all kinds of new names. And so, guys, I'm sorry. I see Matt here now. Matt, where did your message go? Why do I get pop-up ads here during the show, Steve? YouTube made a change. I saw that. And I cannot turn them off. Now in the middle of the show, I don't know how often it is. I don't know if it's every 10 minutes or 30 minutes, but there's a commercial that shows up. I know. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. I would turn it off if I had the functionality to do so, but I don't. We're going to start this game, guys, in 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. Everyone in the comment section say, stop what you're doing and let's play the game. I've got some questions for you tonight that we'll talk about. Oh, Hank Hill. There we go, man. Oh, Hank Hill for the Godfather. How about that? That would be fun. Show is getting popular. Ads are popping up during the show. Guys, I'm sorry. I promise. I saw that it was on there now for this show. and there was no way to turn it off. I could do less frequent or I could do more, but I couldn't do none. So David Robinson would be a good one as well. Kelly Clarkston. Is it Clarkston? We saw her on the Prima. She was very good. She was. Anyway, Amanda and I, let me ask you this before we get our game going here. Amanda, some way, somehow, she's worked up the courage here. Bravo to her to ask her administration, maybe tell her administration that she's going to take a week off in February. I don't know what their reaction will be. I don't know if they're going to tell her no, but she is set on taking a week off. And so I think we're going to plan a February cruise, a 7-day cruise. I think it's going to be on the Prima. We enjoyed the Prima last time we went on her. Rates, of course, for February are always good. The Valentine's Day holiday, that week is always a little bit more. But is anybody cruising in February of next year? We're looking to cruise. We'll probably keep it pretty local. But we thought about doing the Prima before she leaves out in April. Norwegian will have sailings in 2024, December of 2024 through 2025, but it's not the Prima next year. This year it's the Prima. And so is anyone cruising in February here? The Harmony, February the 11th. I'm going to write that down. Rich. That's actually the week. I think that's the week she's looking at. February 11th. Harmony. We'll see. Yeah. 225 on the Celebration. Celebration. That will lead into March, but maybe that'd be okay. Breeze, February the 2nd. So we have several people cruising. So there's a good chance, hopefully, that maybe we can cruise together. Jubilee, January 27th to February 4th. Might be a little bit close because, of course, school returns like the 7th or something like that. But I'm proud of Amanda for stepping up and saying, hey, can I have a week off? She would not have done that years ago. And she's not up here, so I'll share this, and she'll kill me if she's watching. I don't think she is, or she'd be talking. We all know her. She's a 4th grade math teacher. And her kids last year scored number 1 highest test scores in the state, public or private school. It doesn't matter. End of course testing, you can say what you want to say about end of course testing. But I know she worked her tail off all year, and literally her kiddos were number 1 in the entire state. That's why I said you need to take off. And if they respect you enough, appreciate you enough, they will say, yes, you need to take off. So anyway, we'll see what they say. But yeah, February 3rd, Jubilee. Valiant Lady on the 24th. February 12th, the Breeze. We've got a lot of cruises here. And I'm going to go back. I told Amanda that I was going to ask about this, and we would go back and look at some of these options here. But we're thinking about the Prima. We so love the spa on the Prima. It was unbelievable. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Will G, I have the Breeze booked, but not sure if I can go February the 17th. February 3rd. Yeah, we've got so many options. Yep. Would be a great birthday present. February 4th on the Wonder. We thought about doing the Wonder out of Port Canaveral. Yep. All right. I'm home now. There we go. No texting and driving. Steven says, Steven, it's great to see you tonight. Woohoo, Amanda, take it, girl. Sometimes the bosses need to know how valuable you are. Exactly right about that. I told her work would be back or be there when she got back. We'll see what they say, but she's supposed to be pretty aggressive with it. So we'll see. The Texans won. They did. Played the Saints, right? Saints were favored in that game. Rick, I've got you right here. I'll put you in. Saints did win there at home. I watched a little bit of that. Bobby Christie, and I say a big hello. Bill, it's great to see you here tonight talking about cruising. Okay, it's almost game time here. Let me see. Tell Amanda I said amen on the scores. Awesome. Yeah. Will G, you can convince your wife of it, right? Just tell her to close her eyes, explain the experience that she's going to have, and she'll say yes. Any deals we're thinking about cruising in February? Steve, I can look. I bet you there are. It's a slower month for cruising. February and October are 2 of my favorite months to cruise, but we don't get to do so very much because Amanda is in school. But I love it because the U.S. home ports, they're not scorching and burning up. And even your first sea day, it's warm like it should be, but it's not burning up. So it's one of my favorite times to cruise. The Viva, February 18th from Puerto Rico. We looked at that, Felix. We did. I would love to go on the Viva. February 18th. I need to look every day a port stop. Oh, now you got me thinking. A cruise where you have a port stop every single day. You got me thinking about that. Need to look at airfare there to Puerto Rico. But yeah, the Viva, of course, in Puerto Rico for several months. Yep. Let's play this game here. Again, if you have questions or comments, keep on doing what you're doing. I've got a few questions here for you. Jason says, how about the Browns? I know. The Browns are the big win. Yesterday, there were several upsets. The Eagles losing to the Jets was another upset. Jason, I've got you down right here. Thank you guys for the super chats. It means a lot to us. Helps us continue doing what we're doing, right? It does. Does a Prima have solo rooms? Yes, Jennifer. Prima does have solo rooms. I can help you get pricing on that. They're very affordable. These cruises out of Galveston, of course, over the weekend, I was looking because Amanda said she was going to do this. And the cruises from December, of course, the Christmas and the New Year's is expensive. But those January, February, March sailings are very affordable. But the cruises are Friday to Friday. I don't know if that matters. But Norwegian, because they don't have their own terminal yet, and they will soon, their cruises are Friday to Friday. So I want to mention that as well. Yep. Let's not talk about the Browns and Niners. Oh, my gosh, yeah. Niners missing the field goal, right? Phillies are winning. Thank you, Robert. I was wondering about that tonight. Okay, let's go. The transatlantic of the Joy from Southampton is February 24th. Oh, my goodness, that would be great. Amanda would have to take off 2 weeks for that. I said go for it, but she'll be afraid she's losing her job. Let's ask some questions here. My voice, my choice. Again, you can keep commenting here. Questions that you have. The show flew by tonight, but here we go. My voice, my choice. When I'm in a tropical environment, so you're on a cruise, you are at a port of call. That's a tropical environment. I'm going to spend the day in the water, or I'm going to spend the day out of the water. When you're at a tropical getaway and that water is crystal clear, the sand looks beautiful, the waves are saying, come in, come in. Are you spending your day in the water or out of the water? When I say in the water, I'm not talking about you go in there for 2 minutes and get out. I'm talking about you've got stints of 30 minutes and you might get out and get a drink or, check on everybody, and then you're going to get right back in, Let's see what everyone says here. Let's see. 3 homers. Wow. In the water, Fireball Steve and Usnavi. Usnavi, it's great to see you here. Trina and John. So N is winning right now, probably 60%. Bob says both. And I do understand there are people who they'll get hot while they're laying out and they'll go and they'll cool off and they'll come back out. But I'm talking about in the water, jumping the waves, throwing a football in the water. Maybe you have a floaty. Amanda and Usnavi, I know they do have a floaty. In the water, 2 drinks. And, hey, sometimes you got to get out of the water to get a drink, right? Or sometimes you carry your drink in the water. There's Miss Dorothea Dembrowski. It's good to see you. Looks like 70% in the water. And I'm the same way. I love the water. We always bring toys with floaties and footballs, and we've got these balls that bounce on the water. You guys have probably seen those before. They're so much fun in the water, or at least in the sand. I do that a lot as well. I'll sit right there in the sand and have the waves crash in. That surprised me. I thought it would be about 70% of people would say out of the water. People are, of course, scared of what's in the water. People are scared of the water itself, stability issues for some. And of course, waves. So I love waves. Some people don't like them. They'll splash them in the face. They knock them down. So I thought it'd be the other way. But you guys like to be in the water. You're little fish out there. You are in the water, floating on my back, taking a nap. John, I don't know if I could take a nap. I don't know if I could take a nap in the water. That's something I need to try. I don't know if I could get relaxed enough to take a nap. Maybe I need to try that. Yep. Spend part of the day in the water and also like to see the scenery. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's the majority of the time you're okay in the water. I know people are scared of what's around you. The majority of the time you're okay, right? And that doesn't mean anything to people who they're stung by a jellyfish or they get bit by something. They're like, yeah, you should be safe. But majority of the time you are, look at the data, you're okay. Yep. Here we go. Number 2. This one's about food. I was hungry when I was planning the show. When I cruise, I spend more than $100 per person on food alone. We know that there's all kinds of free options, right? Main dining room, buffets, things like the deli, God's Burger Joint, the Windjammer for Royal Caribbean. When you cruise, let's say a 7-day cruise, do you spend more than $100 per person on food? Yes or no? If you do, where do you like to eat? With today's prices, it doesn't take much to get to the $100. I can say that. It does not. Stacy, thank you so much for that. Hit that like button. We appreciate that. There are some people, they're on the ends of the spectrum. Some people eat all the free food only. Some people, they go on cruises to kind of wine and dine themselves, and they only do paid options. And then there's a lot of people, I think, that are in the middle that might splurge on one meal or two experiences. But $100 per person for a week. Let's see here. A lot of people are saying no. Yeah, the chef's table is going to knock it out, right? The steakhouse will get you about halfway there on Carnival Cruise Line. The steakhouse on other ships will get you 2/3 of the way there. Most steakhouses are about $70. Yeah, Amber, I remember you trying the chef's table there. Amber, were you here for our announcement earlier? I don't remember seeing you, but my chat was all messed up. I only showed some of the comments for half of the show, and not the full show. Let me know, though, if you saw that announcement. Yeah, steakhouse. I would say Amanda and I are usually below $100 per person. We'll spend probably $50, maybe up to $75 per person. We enjoy sushi. We might do room service. Amanda orders, I think it's the wings that are $7 or $8. Amber, the big announcement in short, and I thought about you the last 10 days we've been working on this. Carnival reached out to me last week and asked if I'd like to interview Kendall Fire. So I'm going to interview Kendall Fire tomorrow. And I thought it was a spam message. I said, there's no way they're doing this. But they reached out and said, hey, do you want to do this? She interviewed with John Hild last week. Would you like to be the first content creator to do this? And so that was the announcement. In short, it was much longer than that, but that's going to be fun tomorrow to get to catch up with her and her busy schedule. She has a lot going on. I've already sent all the questions and approved. Hopefully, they probably have now. Jolie, thank you so much for that super chat. 68 days until the inaugural. Golly, 68 days. That is crazy. That really is. I think I will probably, with my next cruise, stay out of the casino. Yep. Steakhouse, Steven says, I eat steakhouse on a casino. So, yeah, that does not go towards the $100. It doesn't. Bonsai Teppanyaki is awesome. We've had bonsai on both the Horizon and the Venezia. And it was the Horizon and not the Venezia. Horizon. I can't think of what other ship we had it on, but we've enjoyed it every time. Martin, thank you so much for that. I hear little feet coming up. Steakhouse at least one night. I agree. We do this. That's about what we do. Steakhouse one night. I always buy 3 specialty restaurant packages for all my Royal Cruises and Royal Caribbean. Of course, their prices are a little bit higher than Carnival's, but a great experience. They really are. Rick, thank you for that super chat. We'll get you in here. Again, we're going to draw. We got 10 minutes here. We're going to draw 2 people at the end of the show. And I'm going to work your question into our interview tomorrow with Kendall. So if you've got a question, we've had some fun ones tonight. Everything from toilet paper to how'd you get where you're at to how do you make your schedule. But I've already told this, and I haven't even spoke with Kendall about this. We've had an intermediate Carnival person do all this work. But I said, I'm going to have a couple questions for my Islanders. Is that okay? And they said yes. So are you, Derek? Am I going to put the interview on a video? Yeah, my plan is to upload it. If IT works as it should, I hope to upload it sometime tomorrow. The interview is not until tomorrow afternoon, so it will be into the evening. If it's just a video file, I'll upload it. But I've already asked about recording it. I've already asked about, can I share this? And, of course, that answer was yes. That's part of why they're wanting to do this. And you're going to see, it sounds like, from Carnival's media team that this a little bit more. We were just kind of the first crack at this, so we appreciate that from Carnival. But I will post it as long as I'll post it tomorrow if I can. Yeah. Yep. When I get on board the Jubilee, can I start using my onboard credit? Z, you can. You can actually use your onboard credit before you get on the ship. That used to be a funny question. People would always ask, can I use my onboard credit before I get on board? And people would laugh. Great question. No, that's now possible. You can now pay for internet. You can pay for Cheers. You can pay and partial payments. If Cheers is $850 and you have $100 onboard credit, you can apply the $100 to that $850. So you can use it before you get on board even. Yep. Absolutely. Does Carnival still have the 3 dinner package deal? Felissa, I haven't seen that in a long time. I know what you're talking about, where you got a little bit of a discount if you committed to eating in all 3 of the specialty dining venues, but I have not seen that in a while. I have not. Thank you, Ricky, for that. We appreciate that. Yeah. Jackson up here playing. Yeah. Amber, it is very exciting for Carnival to reach out to us because of this awesome community. Means a lot. Look here, we got a visitor. I can't wait to have the Grinch on board and maybe a cowboy Santa Claus. There's Beckett watching me live on his tablet. Goodness gracious. Yep. Let's ask another question here. I'm gonna ask this one right here, because I go back and forth depending on the cruise. It's like, what do I need? People that don't cruise don't understand that cruises offer so many different things that you can cruise 2, 5, 10 times and have a different experience every time. So this question changes for me. But right now, I need some outdoor time. Do you cruise for the interior venues of a ship or the exterior venues of a ship? And that may change like it does for me. But if you were to cruise next week, next month, what comes to mind first? I can't wait to enjoy the outdoor venues of the ship, or I can't wait to enjoy the indoor venues. Let's see. And I know we enjoy both, but what comes to your mind first? Let's see. Chef's table, internet, steakhouse, and water. Yes, Vicky, that's perfect. It is. Interior, Ember says. Outdoors, interior, several interiors. Wow. I thought this would be close, but I thought it'd be about 60-40 exterior. So far, you guys, oh my goodness. It's like 80% interior. I didn't think that would be the case. And there are more interior venues, I guess. And you got to see what's going on though with cruise ships. The different things they're putting on there, from go-kart tracks, 3-story go-kart tracks. The go-karts go 40 miles an hour, a little over 40 actually. Norwegian Prima, Norwegian Viva. To Bolt, the roller coaster. MSC has a crazy ride on their newer ships. So they're trying everything they can, but so many people are putting interior venues. I cruise to the interior venues, and of course that includes all the shows. It includes Broadway shows, comedy shows, dining venues. So that may be why so many people are saying interior, but it's like 70% interior, and I thought it would be slightly the other way. We're about to sell the Celebration, 13 days, Jen says, and that's going to be 99% interior. The ship is beautiful, and she's getting rave reviews. She really is. You showing that, Jax? What is that?
An ornament.
An ornament. He's my son. Brings me an ornament that says, "I love the beach."
I love it.
You love it too. You silly boy. That's my son, right? Air conditioning, sometimes that's all you need right there, right? Outside pool, mostly Serenity, Jennifer says. Absolutely. Yep, love all the music venues. Dennis, Amanda and I love music as well, live music. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, art form. So I know what you mean there. Yep. New ship, interior. Yep. Since no Texas teams nor New Orleans is playing this Sunday, I'm hoping they will be showing the Chiefs game on Lido Deck. Maybe so. On the Vista, maybe. Who are the Chiefs playing? That may have something to do with it as well. Yep. Last question here, then we'll draw here in just a second. If you want to get in the fishbowl and ask maybe Kendall a question, this is your final call here. I'll ask this one here. When cruising, I participate in passenger-initiated fun, karaoke, love and marriage show, trivia, games, deal or no deal, deck parties. Which is your favorite? Do you engage in these passenger-led fun events? Are you a spectator? And I'll admit, oftentimes, I love passenger-led fun, but a lot of times I'm a spectator. Deck party, I'm not usually out there dancing. Maybe I need to let loose a little bit. Karaoke, I'm not up there singing. Little Tito, don't say anything. I'll karaoke. I don't know if I have on a cruise ship, though. Maybe once. Deal or no deal. I would play that. I would. Love and marriage. That'd be interesting. Are you a spectator or do you participate? And do you like the passenger-initiated fun on cruise ships? Love and marriage show is fun. It really is. We go on the NCL Escape in 12 days, going to Bermuda, Deborah. That's going to be a blast. We just looked at the Escape the other day. Depends on how much we drink, Cruise Life TV says. I like that. You're right. Oftentimes I'm a spectator, unless, maybe the alcohol talks, right? And you jump in and all of a sudden you're a participant and you don't even know it, right? Or someone signs you up to sing karaoke and they call your name. I've seen people say, no, I'm not doing it. And then some people are like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Deck parties, they are fun. They are. I enjoy watching. The Jubilee, I'm going to get out there and dance. I'll get out there and dance. Yep. Chris, do any cruise ships have escape rooms? Yes. Some of the newer Norwegian ships have escape rooms, and it's something coming to MSC as well. Something that you have to reserve, though. One more, Jason says, for the fishbowl. One more, Mr. Grimes. Thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate that. Yep. A lot of you guys, it looks like you do enjoy the passenger-initiated fun, which we do as well. We're going to go ahead and draw here. I'll draw two names. And, guys, you may have to remind me of your questions. I can go back and look, but there's a lot of comments tonight. I don't know how many, but there is a lot. While I do this, if you have questions or needs on your upcoming cruise, let us know. We'd love to help you either book or manage your cruise that's coming up. Email us, travel@bookislandtime.com. We would love to help you. Let's see what we got. I'm a people-watching person. Victor says I am too. Here we go. Two opportunities here to maybe see what we think. Look at Jax up here playing with Dad. Here we go. Stacy Pugh, number one. Stacy Pugh. And number two, finally a green day. I hadn't even looked, Stephen. Stock was up today. It's been a while. Haven't even looked, though. Let's see. Number two, I won't do it even though I have a good voice. Big guy, you need to. Rick Wade and Stacy Pugh are lucky winners here. I will do my best to work your question in. If you want to post it again really quick, that will save me some time. I'll take a picture with my phone. Didn't have to sell more off today, Steven says. Stacy and Rick, I will do my best to work your questions in. Of course, tomorrow as we interview Kendall, I hope we can get it up tomorrow. We have all kinds of questions. And if you missed the beginning of the show, they're not your normal questions, okay? What inspired you to be a cruise director? It's a great question. We've heard the question on the answer 100 times. We've got some different questions. So we're excited about that. Those of you who are on our group cruise for the Carnival Jubilee, we're about to hop over to our Zoom call so we can discuss that Jubilee cruise. For the rest of you, of course, we'll see you later on this week on the show. We appreciate you being here tonight, all your support. We had a blast. If you could create your own itinerary, got it. I'm going to screenshot that right there. Will Carnival keep 4 ships in Galveston for the foreseeable future? We're going to see. If the bookings are good, they will. That's right. Stockholder, if you are a stockholder, is an extra onboard credit on top of other offers? Yes, it is, Chris. The guest administration is a little bit more tough now. If you have a casino offer, they used to let you still get your stock on top of your casino offer. Now they don't. But if you have like onboard credit from an early saver sale or something like that, then yes, you still get your onboard credit for your stockholders options. If you need help with that, I've got the form. I can tell you who to send it to. So, okay, there we go. Guys, have a great, great night. We'll see how things go tomorrow. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow right here. I work too much.